What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So I have a video here by Manosphere Highlights Daily, and this movie, is about a casino. Robert De Niro and Sharon Stone. It's a masterclass why you can't say, a hoe in the casino. So let's see. And this is what this movie's about. So after watching this like a million times, we get the Manosphere Highlights Daily view of this, and let's get into it. So it's an upload.
Appreciate your support as always.
But in Vegas, for a girl like Ginger, love costs money.
You got the wrong girl. Sam.
Can I trust you? Answer me. Can I trust you?
Some movies are just entertainment. Others, pure gold. Casino is one of the most brutally honest films ever made about power, loyalty, betrayal, and most importantly, by practicing the art of simping will destroy you. And the craziest part, it's adapted from a true story. Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci deliver one of the greatest on-screen duos of all time, playing two men who build an empire in Las Vegas, only to watch it all crumble because of bad bets. De Niro's character, Sam Rothstein, had the money, the power, the discipline, but he made one fatal mistake. He bet on the wrong woman. This movie isn't just a classic, it's a brutal wake-up call wrapped in a masterpiece. Casino doesn't just tell a story, it exposes the game, and if you don't know the rules, you're bound to lose. And before we dive in, major salute to Mr. AC for requesting this breakdown and supporting the channel with his PayPal donation. Much respect, brother. This one is for you. Let's get into it. Quick note, to give you the best experience without copyright interruptions, our full uncut content is available on Patreon. So if you enjoy our content and want the full experience, support us on Patreon. Patreon gang, salute! Spoiler alert! This video contains spoilers, so you've been warned.
Ain't that a man?
In the casino, the cardinal rule is to keep them playing and keep them coming back. The longer they play, the more they lose.
In this world, the house always wins. And if you don't see the game for what it is, you're just another sucker at the table. What makes Casino pure gold is how the gambling team isn't just about the casino. It's about life itself. Sam Rothstein is a man who plays the odds. He studies numbers, calculates risks, and never bets blindly, except when it comes to people.
What a move. I fell in love right there. But in Vegas, for a girl like Ginger, love costs money. Ginger's mission in life was money.
I'll be right back. I had a few games on the way back.
But that was all bullshit. She just pocketed the cash.
Yeah.
He knew exactly who Ginger was. From the moment they met, he read her like a bad poker hand. She was an agent of chaos, a woman who could never be satisfied.
She was a queen around the casino. She brought in high rollers and helped them spread around a lot of money. Who didn't want Ginger? She was one of the best known, best liked, and most respected hustlers in town.
Any change?
Oh, I had a few games on the way back.
Smart hustlers like her could keep a guy awake for 2 or 3 days before sending him home broke.
He also knew who Nikki was.
Okay, before we get into this, Sam Rothstein is based on a story. The real, because I did read the book years ago. His real name is Frank Lefty Rosenthal, and and of course Joe Pesci's role. He was like Nicky Santorio. I think he was like Tony Spritrolo or something. So yeah, so I kind of read the book about this, but yeah, it's crazy. But let's continue.
Nikki was a wild card, a street thug with no discipline. Sam saw it coming. He knew Nikki would be trouble, but he still let him in.
We took a ride to talk, and then he hit me with it.
What do you think about me moving out here?
A lesson. People show their hand early. You don't need months or years to know who someone is. People reveal their nature early on, but emotions make us ignore the signs. Sam knew the risks, yet he still bet on Ginger and Nikki. Why? because logic doesn't always win against emotion. And that's what gets men burned. The real question isn't what happens, but how it all falls apart. Casino doesn't hide the downfall. It tells you up front that Sam and Nikki won't make it.
I mean, he had me, Nicky Santoro, his best friend, watching his ass. And he had Ginger, the woman he loved, on his arm. But in the end, we f***ed it all up. It should have been so sweet, too. But it turned out to be the last time that street guys like us were ever given anything that f***ing valuable again.
So why keep watching? Because the real lesson isn't the loss. It's how the loss happens. Stick around, because what happens next is a masterclass in self-destruction.
Introducing Create Studio, the world's only AI-powered 3D character video creator that helps business owners create high.
From the moment Sam laid eyes on Ginger, he knew she wasn't in love with him. She looked him dead in the eye and told him,
I care about you, but I just don't have those kind of feelings for you. I'm sorry. I'm not in love with you.
Yet, she still married him. Why? Because love was never the priority. Security was.
You'll be set up for the rest of your life. That I can promise you.
And that's all she needed to hear. Ginger wasn't following her heart. She was following the money. Marriage was never about love, at least not traditionally. For centuries, it was a contract. Men provided security, and in return, women provided loyalty. Pay attention to what Sam says to Ginger after she tells him she isn't in love with him.
That can grow. As long as there's a mutual respect, that kind of thing can grow. I'm realistic.
You see that? Respect is what men value more than a woman's love. It's the foundation of a stable relationship. But in modern times, that deal has changed. Now, women still chase resources, but they don't want the structure that comes with it. They want the benefits of marriage without the responsibilities of being a wife.
Put on my stuff.
Try it on. It's yours.
Modern women want the wedding, but not the marriage.
Yep, and Sam here, he chose wrong. He could call. He was good at betting. He was good at the knowing the numbers of the games. Who to take, because I've seen this movie a bunch of times. He could calculate the bounce on the wood. But when he comes to picking the wife, it was just a sad sight. And throughout the whole movie, I see it over and over again. And of course now I'm watching it from the lens of how the red pill is, and it's like, yes, and you chose wrong. So I watch it with a different lens these days.
Expensive gifts, the VIP lifestyle, the status. Ginger loved the perks of being a wife. She just didn't want to be one. Ginger represents the modern mindset. Fast forward today, and you see the same thing. Women want security, but reject stability. They expect men to provide, but refuse to uphold their end of the bargain. The word submission has taken a negative connotation in modern times. But as mentioned before, it's really about mutual respect. It's about balance, understanding roles, and working together. But the modern woman, she doesn't respect her part of the deal. She wants the perks without the price. And men are catching on. That's why so many marriages today end in divorce. And it's also why more men are refusing to marry in the first place. They see the risks, they see the game is rigged, and they're choosing to walk away rather than bet on a losing hand.
You got the wrong girl, Sam.
And here's the biggest question of all. Why did Sam, a man who understood risk better than anyone, still go all in on Ginger? Why did he ignore every red flag and marry a woman who told him to his face that she didn't love him? The answer to that question is what destroys most men. And Casino does an incredible job exposing it.
Yeah. And make a whole new housewife.
And I decided to complicate my life. For a guy who likes sure things, I was about to bet the rest of my life on a real long shot.
Marriage used to be the end game. You find the right woman, you give her security, and in return, you get loyalty, stability, and peace. But what happens when the woman you marry was never built for that life.
When I married Ginger, I knew all the stories, but I didn't give a f. I'm Sam Rothstein, I said. I can change her.
Did you hear that? Sam thought he was special. Sam thought he could give Ginger the dream life, endless money, a beautiful home, and protection. But
And the thing is, yeah, you're thinking, okay, I can change a hoe into a housewife. Not possible. Even if you're Sam Rothstein with all that money, just like all these, stars with all this money. No. Once a hoe, she's going to stay there majority of the times, But he didn't listen, just like a lot of men who don't listen.
But what he didn't realize is that you can't turn a woman who's for the streets into a housewife.
Well, you know what? Now I want you to tell me. I mean, my wife comes to me and asks me for $25,000. I mean, what do you want? Do you want a code?
No. Sam, I've been independent my whole life. I never had to ask anybody for anything. Now you're making me beg you for this.
There you go.
What are you talking about?
And you're embarrassing me.
You're asking me for $25,000. I'm not out to make you feel bad. I want to just be able to trust you. It's about trust. Can I trust you? Answer me. Can I trust you?
You can trust me.
Good. So then you can tell me what the money is for.
Checkmate. If we don't have trust, we have nothing. This scene in today's world would be considered controlling, simply because a man is asking his woman to account for where she's going or why she needs money. Sharon Stone was 37 when she played Ginger, and that matters because by this point in life, people don't change. Ginger had spent her whole life running games, manipulating men, and chasing excitement. Did Sam really think she'd suddenly wake up one day and become a loyal, devoted wife? This is where most men fail. They think that if they give a woman everything, she'll finally settle down. They believe love, money, and stability can fix a woman who was never built for commitment. But Ginger wasn't unhappy because of Sam. She was unhappy because the role of a wife suffocated her.
You know she's my wife. Huh? Hey, look at me.
Yeah. I know that.
You done, yeah?
Like I always say, a good man can make a woman feel bad because she knows deep down that she's not a good woman. The bad boy, on the other hand, makes a woman feel better about herself because he takes away the pressure of being a good woman. The bum that Lester is, he gives Ginger a sense of worth. Misery loves company, the law of attraction.
Yes.
Ginger, I'm trying to make the best of everything here. I mean, you're my wife, for Christ's sakes. I mean, people look up to you in this town. I don't know what to do.
You know what, Ace? I don't give a shit.
This is pure gold. Look at that face. De Niro delivers peak acting right here. That's the face of disbelief. It makes no sense to a man like Sam. How could a woman who's been given the world, who has status, admiration, and security, still be so miserable? But that's the hard truth. Ginger wasn't suffering. She had everything, but for a woman like her, stability isn't a blessing. It's a prison. A man like Sam could never satisfy a woman like Ginger because he was trying to force her into a role she never wanted.
And after all this time, and as hard as I tried, as much as I wanted, I could never reach her. I could never make her love me.
Sam's fatal mistake. He ignored the signs and thought his money, power, and protection would make Ginger loyal. But loyalty can't be bought. And love doesn't work when one person resents the role they're forced into. So now we know why Ginger was a bad bet. But here's where things get ugly. What happens when a woman like this wants out of the marriage, but still wants to take everything with her? Casino doesn't just show you the downfall of a bad marriage. It exposes how the system is designed to let women drain men for everything they have.
He said, if it didn't work out between us, then I could get my things and I could leave.
At this point in the movie, Ginger has everything: the money, the lifestyle, the security. But like we saw in the last chapter, she was never built to be a wife. And when a woman like this wants out, she doesn't just leave. She wants to take everything with her.
I know, but everything's changed now. You're talking about a divorce. You're even asking for alimony payments and child support and now custody.
I just want what any divorced woman would get.
Ginger didn't just want a divorce. She wanted a payday. And like many women today, she knew exactly how to play the system.
I have to take your shit all the time anymore. I'm going to the FBI. I will go to the police. I am not protecting you anymore, you
Ginger didn't build anything. She didn't grind in the casino, make the business decisions, or take the risks. But when it was time to leave, she felt entitled to half. Why? Because the system allows it. The reality of divorce for men. Women file 80% of divorces because they know they'll win. The courts reward women for leaving by granting them money, assets, and even custody of the kids. A man can work his entire life, but the second his marriage ends, a judge can hand over half his wealth to a woman who did nothing to earn it.
Look in my eyes. Look in my eyes. You know me. Do you see anything in these eyes that makes you think I would ever let someone in your condition take my child away from me? Do you?
And even like in the movie, she even ends up like tying up the kid so she wouldn't go anywhere when she went to go and take off and do whatever. So yeah, I was even like, I was like, what the hell? So yeah, that was pretty much it. But let's find out how this thing goes. But we know how it's gonna go. The question is, what's the process to do this?
You know that won't happen.
Sam wasn't just any guy. He had power, he had connections, and Ginger knew she couldn't just walk away with half like most women can. So what did she do? She looked for a new provider.
I need a new sponsor.
Yeah.
Ginger thought she could jump from one powerful man to the next. That's another harsh truth. Many women don't leave unless they have a backup plan. Ginger's fatal mistake. She thought Nicky would be her safety net after Sam. But Nicky wasn't built like Sam. He was reckless, unpredictable, and had no patience for games. He did not love her like Sam did, but he definitely wanted to booty tap dance.
Yeah.
After that, John moves back to Miami, living his best life. And I'm stuck with the remorse and the guilt of now I've cheated on my partner, my spouse, this person I'm supposed to be building my life with. But Tommy doesn't know because I'm holding this in. The guilt is building up in me.
Just like this woman, Ginger played herself.
Yeah. Seriously played herself. And there we go.
Shut the f up. What do you know what you're talking about?
Well, then have him killed and get it over
Hey,
with.
don't be such a smart ass, will you? I know the guy 35 years. I'm gonna whack him for you.
What about my money?
How the am I gonna get your money now? You think he's gonna give you money? Are you out of your mind? Look what you did to this guy. If you would have just kept your mouth shut. What the is the use? I should have never gotten.
Yeah, she went
This
crazy.
is pure gold. In the next chapter, we'll break down why love can be just as destructive as gambling.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Funny thing was, after all that, I didn't want her to go. She was the mother of my kid. I loved her.
At its core, casino isn't just about casinos. It's about risk, about addiction, about men who knew better, but still couldn't walk away. Sam and Nicky weren't just betting money. They were betting their lives on a woman who was never worth it.
Once a hooker, always a hooker.
Oh, you.
Ginger was pure chaos. No loyalty, no morals, no stability. And yet, Sam and Nicky kept chasing her. Why? Because she wasn't just a woman. She was a drug. She gave them highs, then crashed their world. She took everything, but they still wanted more. She was toxic, but they couldn't let go. That's the power of a woman like this. She makes you forget logic. She makes you ignore the truth. And before you know it, you've lost everything. Sam and Nicky were high rollers. In business, they played to win. With women, they broke their own rules and became simjutsu masters. They knew the odds. They knew the risks. And still, they bet on Ginger. Just like gamblers chasing a losing streak. You know the odds are against you, but you still roll the dice. You keep losing, but you tell yourself, just one more chance. You see the truth, but but you keep believing the lie. This is what happens when men fall for the illusion instead of the reality. And like the casino, love has one rule: the house always wins. And Ginger
Damn right.
was the house. Sam and Nikki built an empire, but when it came to women, they hired the worst one possible. And the costs? Everything.
Yeah.
You can't outplay the house. If you bet on a bad hand, the loss is on you. Love, just like gambling, will drain you if you let it. This is why Casino is one of the most brutally honest movies ever made.
Yeah.
It's not just about crime or money, it's about men who
Yeah.
gamble with their hearts. Sam and Nikki learned the hard way. But the real question is, will you?
In the end, all she had left was 3,600 mint-condition coins.
Patreon supporters, salute! Manosphere, we working. Protect.
Yep, and that's the thing. At the end, yeah, she ended up, ODing. And you know, all that money she stole from Sam, you know, she wasted away with some motorcycle biker gang, and whatever happened to Nikki Santoro. And sorry, I'm going to give you spoiler alert because this movie is old. Yep, they end up whacking them, you know, and Sam Rothstein just had to take his daughter and start from where he used to do, betting on sports or calling the games, you know. So that's what happened at the end, and it's just sad. And then, yeah, Ginger, he bet on the wrong horse, and yeah, it cost him almost a lot. I mean, of course, he's fine, but yeah. And if you just see this whole movie again, this is, yeah, pretty pure gold, like Manosphere Highlights Daily said. So, yeah, there's a lot of things in this movie you just learn from lessons from, like, oh, okay. But now, you know, I watch it from, again, as I said, a different lens. And I'm like, oh, that's right. He bet on the wrong chick, and this is the price he pays. So there you go. All right, if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special help to King out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video.